on who I wanted to win, but I really didn't want either team to win. I wanted my Atlanta Falcons to win, but that just was not going to be the case. But yeah, shout out to the Eagles, man. They absolutely destroyed the Kansas City Chiefs to win their second Super Bowl. They won 40-22. And you know what, bro? I was content with the Eagles winning. I was content with the Chiefs winning. I had already made peace with whoever was going to be the winner of this Super Bowl. But the one thing I did not want to happen was a damn blowout. The Kansas City Chiefs allowed an Eagles team to put up 40 points. Are you kidding me? A blowout. They held you scoreless in the first half. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And this was a terrible Super Bowl to watch, honestly. Like, I had no interest in looking at this game after halftime because it was already bad. And then as soon as halftime came, what Patrick Mahomes do? Another turnover, Eagles get it and score. Like, it was just bad. It was awful. I will say thank you to the Eagles for playing good football. At least thank you for giving us something that was entertaining, because you very much could have went out there and laid an egg just like the Kansas City Chiefs, and this could have been a boring, sloppy game. But at least y'all ran with it, and you know, y'all put up 40 points. So shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles for even bringing some sort of entertainment to this game, taking the belt off and just putting it straight across their behind, because this is insane for the Kansas City Chiefs to allow a team to put up 40 in a Super Bowl, and it was not close. It's unbelievable. And for Patrick Mahomes, for the Chiefs, for Travis Kelce, should be a damn shame to themselves. The whole Chiefs organization should be ashamed. Chiefs Kingdom should be ashamed. All of y'all should be ashamed. Anybody was talking about all the refs always cheating, man, look, and it doesn't matter, whatever, you should be ashamed. Anybody, man, yeah, Chiefs that was just awful, bro. That was awful. That was such a disappointing game. It was probably one of the worst Super Bowls I've ever witnessed. I know there's been some bad Super Bowls, some defensive Super Bowls, but this wasn't even a defensive Super Bowl. This was just straight beatdown. Like, and the Chiefs didn't even try to fight back. Every time they tried to fight back, they gave the ball away to Philly again, whether it was a fumble, whether it was an interception, whatever the case is. Like, it was bad to watch. And man, I was just thankful the game I'm thankful it's over. This was an awful way to send off the NFL season and kick up the off season. Like, this is terrible. And some of the standout stats too, for just, you know, to highlight maybe how bad it was. I don't know if it'll really get my point across, but the Eagles sacked the Chiefs 6 times, but not once did the Eagles bring a blitz. Not once. That's an elite defense over there. Again, shout out to Philly. They earned it. They played good ball. They brought some entertainment on both ends of the ball. They scored. They played defense. They forced turnovers. They did their thing. 6 sacks, no blitz. Like, are you kidding me? Crazy. Forced Pat Mahomes to throw 2 interceptions. Had one of them was a pick 6. Cooper DeJean. Crazy. 3 total turnovers for the Chiefs. 2 interceptions from Pat Mahomes. 1 fumble. It was bad, bro. This was a week 4 type of performance from the Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't even know if they knew they were in the Super Bowl at this point, because I couldn't believe my eyes. I could not believe my eyes. The Chiefs were held scoreless the entire first half. And then they hadn't even gotten the ball past the 50-yard line the entire first half. Now, I know a lot of people going to hear that and think, oh, man, the Eagles defense was so dominant. But also, bro, the Chiefs offense was so piss poor, because that also played a big part in it, bro. Patrick Mahomes looked like Caleb Williams out there in the beginning of the season. Patrick Mahomes looked like Kirk Cousins. Patrick Mahomes looked like, give me some more people. I need some more people, just bad quarterbacks out there. Will Levi, he looked like, man, he was bad out there. Pat Mahomes was stutter stepping, happy feet in the pocket. It was bad. And I know a lot to do with it has something to do with the offensive line. The offensive line was missing blocks, and they couldn't really, stop the Eagles pass rush. But damn, bro, you can't stop them even when they're not sending a blitz. Like, really, bro? That's what we doing here? So it's wild, man. I couldn't believe this performance. Really couldn't believe this performance. Shout out to the Eagles, because the Eagles, they actually balled out. They did their thing. And as I mentioned, Jalen Hurts, he did win the MVP for the Super Bowl, and it was deserved. I think it was very much deserved. Anyone who's watched Jalen Hurts all playoffs and all season long, you've seen how much he evolved his game from the past few years that we've watched him. He limited his turnovers like crazy. His control on the game is tremendously improved. I mean, his throws accurate, even more accurate than what they were, but now he's just more decisive and more protective over the ball, and that's something you definitely got to respect. And I would say, man, he's becoming a great field general, and man, it's helping him. It's helping him. Obviously, the biggest part is getting wins, and that's what he's doing, just won a Super Bowl. But, you know, all of that good stuff about Jalen Hurts becoming a great field general, understanding defenses, protecting the ball, and putting it where it needs to be when it comes to passing, that stuff is cool, but I still think that top 5 conversation is still kind of a push if you're trying to throw Jalen Hurts in that top 5 quarterback. Based on this previous season, it's still not really obvious to me that Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback. And I know a lot of y'all are going to say, oh, well, you just hating on Jalen Hurts. You must not like him. No, that's not the case at all, bro. It's just if I list 5 quarterbacks, if I think of 5 quarterbacks, I can think of 5 other guys that do things better than Jalen Hurts. I say Hurts still isn't in the top 5 conversation of quarterbacks because he doesn't do things that's much better than the other 5 guys. When I'm talking about Burrow, when I'm talking about Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, even Jaden Daniels from last season and Jared Goff, like those guys still do an abundance of things much better than what Jalen Hurts does. And Jalen Hurts is great. Again, not to knock on him. I mean, I told you, he's great at passing. He shut all of those narratives down in terms of, oh, he can't pass and try and make him pass. He's shown you that, oh, that's not a problem at all. He can still throw all over any defense. But in terms of things he can do better than other quarterbacks in the NFL, he's still not top 5 just yet. He's a great guy. He's a great quarterback, all of that stuff. And I love, one thing I love about Jalen Hurts is his ability to win and ability to lead a team. And this does set him apart. But when we talk about straight skill as a quarterback and he does this, and this better than that guy, nah, it ain't gonna be too many of those highlights that you saying he does this, and this better than. Like, nah, it's not happening. But I will now say, I'll say this. I'll accept any debate about Jalen Hurts being a top 5 quarterback. Based on previous seasons, again, because he had a high turnover ratio, I was like, no, it's not even a debate, not going there at all in terms of him being a top 5 quarterback. At this point, I will accept any debate, but don't let all this Super Bowl hype fool you. He played great. I mean, he protected the ball. He commanded his team. He put the ball where it needed to be. He threw all over teams in the playoffs. Hey, he did his thing. I have nothing bad to say about him, but in terms of other 5 guys that has better skill, I will accept the debate for now on in terms of him being a top 5 quarterback. But other than that, no, I still don't think he is.